Have you ever argued your point, defended your position, and explained yourself over and over, only to walk away feeling drained and completely misunderstood? It's that frustrating feeling that the more you say, the less you're heard, and your words start to lose their power. You find yourself stuck in the same arguments, trying to prove your worth to people who just don't seem to get it. It's exhausting, and it slowly chips away at your self-respect. But what if the strongest move you can make is to say nothing at all? What if you could command more respect, not with a louder voice, but with strategic silence? This isn't about being passive or giving up. It's about understanding the psychology of presence and realizing that real power doesn't have to shout. It's quiet. In this video, we'll explore 7 levels of powerful silence that will change how people see you. It all starts with the silence of self-control. Ancient Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius knew that true strength isn't about controlling what happens to you, but how you react. When someone disrespects you or tries to push your buttons, the default response is to react instantly. You feel that jolt of adrenaline, that urge to defend yourself. But in that moment of pure reaction, you're handing them your power. Their words become the strings, and you become the puppet. Choosing silence, on the other hand, is an act of deep personal discipline. It's a quiet decision to stay in charge of your own emotional state. When you pause, breathe, and refuse to give them the reaction they expect, you're sending a message that's far more powerful than any comeback. You have the power to disturb my peace. This isn't about bottling things up. It's about emotional regulation. It's the calm refusal to join their chaos. That composure confuses their expectation of a fight and quietly forces them to look at their own behavior. This level of self-control is the foundation on which true respect is built. Think about the simple law of supply and demand. The more there is of something, the less it's worth. The rarer it is, the more valuable it becomes. Your words and your attention work the same way. We live in a noisy world where everyone is talking and reacting, so a person who is silent stands out. The one who speaks less is often seen as more thoughtful when you stop over-explaining yourself. And fighting for airtime in every conversation, you create a natural sense of space. People are no longer automatically entitled to your opinion. Your attention stops being a given and becomes something that has to be earned. This makes people lean in. They become more curious about what you're thinking precisely because you aren't freely offering it. Then, when you do decide to speak, your words land with greater impact because they aren't lost in a sea of noise. This is how you go from being part of the background to being the person everyone stops to listen to. Often, the loudest people in the room are the least powerful. They're so busy broadcasting their own thoughts that they fail to see what's really going on. Silence isn't empty, it's active. When you're not busy planning your next sentence, you're free to truly observe. You start to notice the subtle body language, the shifting dynamics in the group, and the unspoken feelings behind what people are saying. This gives you a huge strategic advantage. In a negotiation, for example, a simple pause after you make an offer can make the other person uncomfortable enough to reveal more than they planned. In a meeting, staying quiet can invite more hesitant members to share brilliant ideas. People who observe more than they talk develop a reputation for being wise. They see the entire chessboard while others are only looking at their next move. This quiet observation allows you to act with precision when the moment is right. Negative people. And trolls feed on reaction. They toss out insults or criticism like bait and then wait for you to. Get angry. Your emotional response is their victory. It proves they got to you. When you argue with someone who only wants conflict, you're playing their game, and you can't win. The most effective way to shut down negativity is to starve it of the attention it craves. Your silence acts as a shield. It sends a clear message that their words are so insignificant, they don't even deserve a response. This non-engagement isn't surrender. It's a quiet declaration of victory. Your negativity has no power here. This often frustrates provocateurs because it robs them of their influence. They're left alone with the ugliness of their own comments. Walking away from a pointless fight isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and the ultimate act of self-respect. Think about the most confident people you know. They are rarely fidgety or rushed. Their movements are deliberate, and they are comfortable with pauses in a conversation. This calm stillness creates an aura of authority and intrigue. People who are comfortable with silence seem more self-assured because they don't need to fill every second with noise. This quiet confidence can be incredibly magnetic. In a professional setting, a leader who listens patiently and speaks only when necessary often has more authority than one who dominates the conversation. The silence gives the impression that they are thinking deeply and considering all angles. It creates an air of mystery that makes others wonder what they're really thinking. This isn't about playing games, it's about having a level of self-assurance so strong that you don't need anyone else's approval. Your presence is enough. Silence can be one of the clearest and firmest ways to set a boundary. When someone makes an inappropriate joke, you don't have to get into a big debate about it. A moment of dead silence while holding eye contact can be far more powerful. That quiet communicates, "That's not acceptable," without you having to say a word and escalate the conflict. This approach is effective because it forces the other person to confront what they just did. The uncomfortable quiet that follows their action is their own creation, and they are the ones who have to sit in it. You're not attacking them. You are simply holding your ground. It's a calm, nonverbal signal that your standards are not up for negotiation. This type of boundary setting often earns more respect because it comes from a place of strength, not anger. This last point is the most important one because it brings balance to everything we've discussed. Strategic silence is a powerful tool for protecting yourself and gaining respect. But in your closest relationships with a partner, a child, or a dear friend, using silence as a weapon is incredibly destructive. This is the difference between strategic silence and the silent treatment. The silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse. It's used to punish and control someone who has a right to expect communication from you. In these trusted relationships, silence doesn't build respect. It creates deep feelings of rejection, anxiety, and abandonment. It destroys trust and can cause serious emotional harm. Healthy relationships need open communication, even when it's difficult. Ignoring someone you love isn't a power move, it's a betrayal. True strength in these relationships comes from the courage to communicate with empathy. The key is knowing the difference. Use silence as a shield to protect your peace, but never as a sword against those you love. The power to command respect doesn't come from winning arguments or always having the last word. It comes from a quiet, unshakable confidence. It's found in the discipline to control your reactions, the wisdom to listen more than you speak, and the strength to walk away from fights that don't deserve your energy. By mastering the art of strategic silence, you stop chasing respect from others and start embodying it from within. You let your calm presence and deliberate actions speak for you. Real respect isn't given to the loudest person in the room. It's given to the one who has mastered the quiet power of their own presence. If this video resonated with you and you're ready to embrace your own quiet strength, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more insights on psychology and self-mastery. Now, I have a question for you. Which of these 7 levels of silence do you find the most powerful? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading them.